Welcome to another episode of Marvel Man 901. So today I'm going to talk about X-Men comics, starting with Wolverine, X-Force, The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, X-Men, and X-Men 2099. So I'm going to start off with Wolverine Volume 2, Issue 83 from 1994. Wolverine went to visit his two friends, Heather and James Hudson, otherwise known as Guardian and Vindicator of Alpha Flight. Apparently they were at a research facility, basically researching a hole in the ozone layer. Well, this kind of Hunter of Darkness monster character thing basically attacked their research center, and naturally Wolverine had to fight this monster. The others had to do so as well, actually. Meanwhile, in Canada, Bloodscream basically brought LCD and Albert back online. And then, naturally, they had to fight some guys who apparently decided to attack them. Going to X-Force issue 36 from 1994. So Cable and his X-Force naturally had to fight Nimrod, as we can see in the previous issue. Nimrod naturally is a future sentinel, kind of highly advanced and very powerful. So the fighting was going a little bit sideways, a little bit difficult to fight this guy. But Cable basically used one of the scientists at this base to enter Nimrod's mind, or his operating system, to basically try to shut it down from there. Didn't really work, but they did manage to basically convince Nimrod to cease operating, as basically Nimrod's main reason for being is basically as to save humans, as many humans as possible. That's why he went back in time to basically kill mutants and all that stuff. Cable and the scientist basically managed to convince Nimrod that if you continue this, the war will start earlier and many more humans will die. Millions of humans, besides the ones that were actually in the future dying, will die. So naturally Nimrod realized that, yeah, this is actually right, this is correct, so I'm gonna shut down, which he did. Okay, so we're gonna go to The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, issue 3 from 1994. So in this issue, Jean and Cyclops basically had joined the resistance and were working on basically a way to stop these mutants basically dominating the world. Now we can actually see the construction of the legacy virus before Stryfe gets it and sends it back in time to kill humans, currently actually in the X-Men comics. The mutants and Stryfe actually, along with them, attacked the resistance, so naturally there's big fighting, firing and stuff like that, and naturally Jean and Cyclops actually revealed that they were mutants working with the resistance. Naturally a big reveal for the humans on their side. Meanwhile, Stryfe and Nathan actually meet the first time, and they realize that they are very, very similar, and they actually even know what the other one's gonna say, basically, and finish each other's sentences, which is a very strange connection that they have. Nathan actually gets help from Rachel Summers. We can see her as the Phoenix from Excalibur series at this from 90s as well. She was in the first issue actually of this limited series placed in a coma. However, this coma wasn't as advanced as Cyclops and Jean first believed, and she was actually basically managing to help Nathan to actually defeat Stryfe, basically knock him out, which eventually actually caused the mutants to basically retreat. So did the humans, as they decided to basically blow up this place as it was now. The cover had been blown. Okay, so we're gonna go back to 1966 with X-Men issue 26. So in the previous issue, El Tigre basically managed to receive two halves of a special amulet of the Mayan god Kukulcan, and he was now basically being transformed into him and trying to basically dominate the world. So naturally the X-Men had to fight him over in, I believe, Mexico or something like that, in South America. Pretty nasty fight, very dangerous character overall actually, and in fact a thing that actually happens is that Cyclops actually accidentally manages to hit Angel, fairly injuring him, and then naturally they manage to defeat Kukulcan. Okay, so we're gonna go to X-Men 2099 issue 10 from 1994. So in the previous issue, xi'an with his X-Men fought Sao and his X-Men. During that fight, naturally xi'an had to use his more evil side, basically let that side take over and defeat Sao. Now, however, xi'an is still this evil character, this evil personality, and he basically just decides to leave these X-Men. He's done with them. He doesn't really care about them. So he and Skullfire actually, who just basically decided to tag along, runs off. Meanwhile, the X-Men that remains at this facility basically tries to help the other South X-Men from basically deteriorate, as one of their previous members actually had. Apparently there had been some faulty in the process of giving them their abilities by Sao. Meanwhile, xi'an and Skullfire basically ended up at a roadhouse where they were looking for a guy called the Driver, who apparently had some idea of where some other mutants happened to be. While they're there, Skullfire actually sees La Lunatica, a person who actually had tortured him while she was under control of someone else, but still had tortured Skullfire. Pretty nasty, actually. Anyway, they fight, and eventually, actually, La Lunatica basically breaks him down. She basically stops him with a kiss, basically. And he is now on her side. There's a strange transition there. Probably something to do with her powers. Alright, so that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed. All of this is naturally Marvel's creation, someone telling stories. Do subscribe and share this if you like this. Have a good day.